Last night was a big game for the New York Yankees, so on this episode we're going to look at 3 takeaways from last night's game against the Boston Red Sox. So, let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And as I said in the open, the Yankees had a very big game against the Boston Red Sox last night. So we're going to look at 3 takeaways of why this was such a good game and such an important game for the New York Yankees. So we begin with reason number 3. And we have to start out with all of the offense, and that was IKF. Isiah Kiner-Falefa would have his best game as a New York Yankee. A 2-run home run and a safety squeeze bunt to put all 3 runs on the board. This was absolutely a monumental day for IKF. I think there's a lot to like of what he is capable of doing. Now, is he the type of superstar that we've gotten used to in the Bronx at shortstop? No, absolutely not. Is he the guy that was the big name free agent ticket at the position? No, he was not. But he was the guy that the New York Yankees targeted specifically. It was very clear, very obvious that this was the player that they wanted to go after. They tried to make a deal with Texas. It fell through. They then were able to almost make a 3-way deal by having the Minnesota Twins acquire him and then acquiring him from them. I think that IKF has a particular skill set, and while home runs is not what he is there for, his defense has been better than what we've seen over the last couple of seasons with Glaber at the position. I think that while there are some times there are blunders that he has on the base pass and the field, I think that overall this is a positive net increase for the Yankees in terms of their defensive ability from 2021 and 2020 now here in 2022. Now, is he going to start hitting massive home runs all the time now? No, I don't think so. But I think that there's going to be something that this actually releases a lot of the frustration for him from all season long. He's also been hitting better as of late. So I think that going into the final stretch run here, a IKF without the weight, the burden of a zero in the home run column will actually start to relax and enjoy his time in the Bronx. Now, as we look at the second takeaway from last night's game, I feel like there was no sense of panic from the New York Yankees. Over the last several weeks, we've had a ton of base running mistakes, boneheaded blunders in the field. However, last night, the Yankees to me played a clean game and they played a smart brand of baseball, similar to how they did in the beginning of the year. I think that when you look at what the fans were facing in the stands and at home, yes, there was a lot of panic right now. But last night, to me, there was just a different air about the New York Yankees and a different feeling. And it was something more akin to what we saw at the beginning of the year when they were going on that amazing stretch run, which led to them having a 10-game lead in the division, even with scuffling the way that they have over the last several weeks. To me, there's going to be an opportunity for the Yankees to get back to being that team that we saw in the first half. And this, to me, could be the start of that. And the number 1 takeaway, and I feel like I have to preface it as a question because we always feel like we never really know, but is Aroldis Chapman now back? The obvious answer at this moment is yes. Over the last several outings, Chapman has looked like his old dominant self. We've even gotten the stare a few times as he's come out of the inning that he's pitched. With Clay Holmes struggling the way that he has, it almost feels more reliable to go to Aroldis Chapman than Clay Holmes at this point. Yes, I think that Holmes is going to be one of the best relievers in baseball, and I think that he will get back to being that dominant form that we saw him in early this season. I think that with Aroldis Chapman pitching the way that he has the last couple of seasons, we see him slide back into that closer role. This, to me, is one of the best pitchers that we've had in terms of bullpen and relief aces over the last decade, and getting back to the form that he has, Chapman absolutely will be able to dominate the late innings for the New York Yankees. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings on this down in the comment section below. What are your biggest takeaways, Yankee fans, from the Red Sox game last night? Red Sox fans, what were your biggest takeaways from the game as well? Let me know these down in the comment section below, or find me over on Twitter at JLaracuente19 to keep the conversation rolling. As always, keep it locked into the entire JLMG family with Weesips, the Granny Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. For sticking around to this point, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com. Use the promo code BANTER to save 5% off your order. Keep it locked in all season long as I continue to look at the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.